Hello everybody, Vibes of a Wildlife here. Welcome to another video where we dive into the heart, humor, and unexpected life lessons from the animal kingdom. Alright, here's a question for you. What's small, misunderstood, constantly underestimated, but still out here thriving in the dark like it's nothing? Today we're talking about the original underdog, the mole. Small? Yeah. Soft? Not even close. These little creatures don't just survive, they grind, they adapt, they dig, literally and metaphorically, through every challenge life throws at them. Because when things get heavy, moles don't freeze up, they dig deeper. And honestly, that's a mindset worth learning from. This isn't just a video about tunnels and dirt, it's about persistence, it's about hustle, and it's about finding your own way through the mess, even if no one else sees the work you're putting in. So before we get into the mole mentality, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Because just like a mole's tunnel, this channel is full of hidden gems if you're willing to dig around. Let's start by meeting the real MVP of the underground hustle. Let's talk about the mole's build. Because this little creature, it's not just cute and covered in fur. It's engineered like a tank disguised as a puffball. First up, the hands. If you've never looked at a mole's front paws, picture two shovels with claws. These things are massive compared to the rest of their body, like if you had dinner plates for gloves. They're wide, flat, and tilted out like mini bulldozers, perfect for scooping through soil like it's whipped cream. And those powerful shoulders, all muscle. A mole's upper body is so stacked it's basically a gym rat that lives underground. But don't sleep on the nose. Hypersensitive, always on, tuned into the tiniest movement. A mole can feel its environment in a way most animals, and definitely most people, just can't. It's not about eyesight, it's about sensing the world through vibration, scent, pressure, like having a sixth sense wired straight into your face. And here's the stat that really floors me. Moles can exert digging forces 32 times their body weight. That's like a 150-pound person pushing a pickup truck through a wall. Not around it, through it. That's the thing about moles. Their entire body is built for resistance. Not to avoid it, not to sidestep it, but to meet it head on and push through. So yeah, built different isn't just a meme, it's survival. Alright, so moles are equipped for battle. But what exactly are they battling? Now, let's talk about what's lurking above the surface. Moles may be built for the underground, but that doesn't mean they're off the radar. Out in the wild, everything wants a piece of that protein-packed mole life. Foxes, owls, snakes, even your uncle who's mad about his lawn. Yeah, being a mole isn't just about digging tunnels. It's about dodging death daily. But here's where it gets good. Moles don't panic, they plan. Their tunnel systems are like little fortresses with secret exits, back doors, and built-in escape routes. One wrong move from a predator and the mole is gone, vanished into another chamber like it's magic. And let's be clear, these creatures move. A mole can dig up to 15 feet an hour. That's not a typo. That's Olympic-level tunneling speed, and it's done without a break. No snack, no hype music. Just instinct, power, and grit. So here's the life lesson in all that. When the pressure hits, don't freeze. Move smart, move fast. You don't have to fight every battle head on. Sometimes the win is in the pivot, in knowing your exits and keeping it moving. Escaping predators is impressive. But surviving the environment itself? That's a whole different grind. Let's talk about where moles choose to live. Because it's not exactly luxury real estate. These animals thrive in places most of us would call unlivable. Rocky ground, hard-packed soil, freezing winters, even stretches of dry, cracked earth where you'd think nothing could survive. But the mole? The mole says, bet. It doesn't wait for ideal conditions, it just finds a way to make it work. That's because moles aren't looking for comfort, they're looking for opportunity, and they know how to dig deep enough to find it. What's wild is how they adjust on the fly. If the surface gets too cold or too dry, they just take the hustle deeper. They literally change the depth of their tunnels based on temperature and moisture, like their version of a thermostat but with dirt. No complaints, no drama, just straight up adaptability. And here's what really gets me. Even when everything above ground looks dead, like some post-apocalyptic wasteland, the mole knows there's still life underground. Roots, worms, bugs, a whole underground economy thriving beneath the surface. It's not glamorous, but it's real. Above ground, it's Instagram versus reality. Below ground, it's just the hustle, pure and simple. That's the lesson right there. When the environment gets rough, adaptability is your survival tool. It's not about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about knowing how to shift, adjust, and keep moving. But here's the real kicker. Even with predators and brutal living conditions, the hardest part might just be dinner time. Now let's talk about food, or more accurately, the grind to get it. See, worms don't just show up in a mole's inbox like, hey, dinner's here. Moles have to work for it. They build these intricate tunnel systems. Some even act like pitfall traps. A worm slips in, can't get out, and boom, instant takeout. It's not luck, it's strategy, it's planning. It's effort that happens long before the reward shows up. And when things get rough, when food's scarce and the ground's dry, moles don't panic. They slow their metabolism way down. It's called torpor, like a power-saving mode for your body. Less energy used, less energy needed. They wait it out, stay grounded, and conserve what they've got. That's wisdom. That's patience. Oh, and this part? Slightly creepy, but straight up genius. Moles will sometimes bite the front nerve of a worm just enough to paralyze it. Not kill it, just stop it from crawling away, and store it for later. Like live meal prep. Say what you want, but that's survival intelligence. And here's the real takeaway. If you can't find the opportunity, build the trap. If things slow down, adjust your rhythm. Don't panic. Not everything requires a sprint. Sometimes the win comes from staying calm, staying ready, and doing what needs to be done without rushing the process. So what can we, slightly less dirt-covered creatures, actually take from all of this? Here's the thing about breakthroughs. They almost never happen on the surface. They happen when you've been grinding, when you've hit rock after rock, and you still choose to go one tunnel deeper. That's the mole mindset. No shortcuts, no skipping steps, just a quiet kind of persistence that doesn't need applause to keep going. Moles don't get overnight wins. They get dirt under their claws and keep moving toward what they need, even if they can't see it yet. And honestly, that's a reminder most of us could use. Because whatever your hustle is, a dream, a project, a better version of you, don't get discouraged when you hit the hard stuff. That just means you're close. Keep digging. If this video gave you something to chew on or tunnel through, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. This channel's all about finding life lessons in the unlikeliest places. And sometimes, that place is underground with a worm-farming, dirt-digging beast that refuses to quit. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, stay grounded, dig deep, and don't be afraid to get a little messy on the way to something great.